Hello.
Welcome everyone to the day two of the 3 days basic QGIS training. Please, if you're not presenting or you're not permitted to talk, I would advise that we stay muted unless you're asked to talk or unless you have something to say. And if you have anything to say, you can easily drop it in the chat box. Then the group page is also available for you to drop any of your comments, please. Thank you. We'll start this training in 10 minutes time. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Mohammed Munir from Pakistan, district South Waziristan. When will the session start today? And how long will the day two session be?
Thank you. We are starting the training in 10 minutes time, and it is a 2 hours training. We might finish before the 2 hours, but I'm very sure that we're going to take it slow and you get to understand everything we are going to teach you today. But the meeting is starting in 10 minutes time. Is that okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello? Hello, my name is Maya, and I would like to start with you in this formation. Thank you.
Please, our introduction can be done in the chat box. We advise that we do the introduction in the chat box, please. Thank you.
Ma'am, I have just one question. Will there be certificates for this 3-day training? If certificates are issued to all members of this training, it would be better.
Please let us drop all our comments to the chat box. Let us make the use of the chat box for all of our comments and questions, please, so that there will be no distraction when we start the meeting eventually. Please.
Mhm.
So an instruction has been dropped on the main group page. An instruction has been dropped on the group page. There is a shapefile that has been sent by the moderator. Please do well to download the shapefile to a folder on your desktop. Create a folder on your desktop, then download the file. Put that particular shapefile she's sending to the group page into that folder that you've created on your desktop. If you have any question, you can do well to place it in the chat box so that it can be attended to before we start. We still have like 4 minutes to the beginning of this training. A shapefile has been sent to the group page. You can do well to download that shapefile, create a folder on your desktop, and put that file inside the folder that I have created. That's the prerequisite for today's training. Two minutes more. Please, if you are yet to download the file that has been sent to the group page, kindly do so now. That has been sent to the group page, download the shapefile and keep it in a folder on your desktop, because it's going to be part of what you are going to be doing today, the basic introduction to QGIS and cartography. How we can utilize JOSM, QGIS, and we can create beautiful maps out of it. Please, if you are yet to download the file, you can do so now. Create a folder on your desktop, download the folder, download the shapefile and put it in the folder. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is in your time zone. It is afternoon here in Nigeria, and I want to say a big welcome to all of you to our 3 days basic QGIS training. Today is our day 2, and we'll be having introduction to QGIS and cartography. Yesterday, we started our meeting with a brief check-in. So today, we are going to be using the chat box as our platform for our check-in. So I want you to tell us, which one do you prefer, ID editor or JOSM, and why? So that's the check-in question. ID editor or JOSM, which one do you prefer and why? Please, let's make use of the chat box for that. Do you prefer ID editor or JOSM? And tell us why you prefer JOSM over ID editor or ID editor over JOSM. Our moderator took us on GIS. She gave us a brief introduction to GIS. She gave us brief introduction to OSM. She gave us a brief introduction to the Hot Tasking Manager. She gave us introduction to ID editor. She gave us introduction to GOSM. And she showed us a practical example of how we can utilize this tool. And yesterday also, every one of us, we were assigned a task, just to pick a task on the Hot Tasking Manager, edit the buildings on your JOSM, and then upload it back to the Hot Tasking Manager. But we realized that some persons, they went ahead to validate the task. We only ask you to map. It is not right that you will go and validate the task because you do not know the criteria that has been set down for such task. So please, today's task will be what you're going to be doing on a personal level. You will be creating maps, basically, and we'll be utilizing the data that we are getting from the OSM platform into our QGIS, and then how we can do the cartography to make it into a beautiful map after our analysis. So that is what we are doing, the basic introduction of how you can use your QGIS. And also, an attendance link was sent to the group page yesterday, such that upon the completion of your task, you would upload a pictorial evidence or a screenshot of the task that you have submitted. Because once you submit the task, like you're submitting your task on the Hot Tasking Manager, then you can just take that screenshot and put it in the Google form that we have given to you to fill in as your attendance. Some persons were taking screenshots of the meeting and posting it. That is not right. And then a question was posted that, are we going to be giving out certificates? Of course, we'll be giving out certificates, but just to active persons. The certificates are just to active persons that attend the training for the 3 days and they carry out that task the way they are supposed to carry it out. Oh, I can see people dropping their comments. Most people are saying JOSM because it is an offline platform. They said we can do whatever we want to do without internet. Some persons are saying it is offline and it is easy. And someone said they missed the part on how to make the building structure square. Okay, someone already answered for us. That's quite good. I see want more comments from people. So nobody wants ID editor. All of us are going for JOSM. Well, that's nice. Some persons that are unable to install the JOSM on their laptops, I would implore you that you delete the setup file that you download and then reinstall the JOSM so that you can make use of it. Thank you. Guys, I'm still expecting more responses. Oh, we still have like 5 minutes for that. And while we are doing this, I would like you to introduce yourself, where you are joining us from, your name, the country you are joining us for, and of course, your expectation for today. What do you expect to gain from here? Tell us about your expectations. And for those of us that are yet to download the zip file on the group page, please go download it now. Create a folder on your desktop and put the file in it, because that is what we are going to be using for our practical class today, Introduction to QGIS and Cartography. If you are yet to download your file, please go do it now. Tell us your name, where you are joining us from, and of course, your expectation for today's session. Those of us that are here to fill our attendance for yesterday, you can still do so, but make sure that you have completed your task the right way. If you do not know any task that you want to contribute to, you can enter my DM and ask for any task link. I'll be dropping it for you, the ones that are for beginners. And please, do not invalidate any task. Please, let people that have experience and they know what they are looking out for do the validation. Our own in this session is just for us to map the area and then leave the validation for the validators. Please, we can help each other with this session if you follow the instruction. There is a particular prerequisite for the class. We ought to have like downloaded the JOSM or the required software for a particular session. Even before that session, we always put out the information of what you have to get on your laptops before we start the session. For today, we've asked you to download the QGIS and also We have sent in a shape file to the group page. Download it, put it inside a folder before we get our trainer for today on board, so that it will be easier and we can follow the trainer step by step. Oh, I'm here again, your moderator. My name is Adeola Antonia Oyetunde. And like I said yesterday, my discipline is surveying and geoinformatics. And I'm a member of Youth Mappers OAU and a mentee under the Alt Mentorship Program. You can do well to connect with me on LinkedIn and on Twitter. My OSM ID is Adeola_Antonia. So for today's program, we have the order of the day again. Welcome of trainees, introduction and check-in. That's currently where we are now. And so once it's 1:10, I'll be getting our trainer on board. So she would be the one to take us through the step-by-step introduction to QGIS and cartography. Join me, welcome Anuoluwapo Kuye Eriogoluwa on board as she comes in to train us on QGIS, the basic introduction to QGIS and cartography. Anu, now you have the floor.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Or should I say good day, everyone? Because currently in Nigeria, it is 1:09. That's 1 p.m. So from wherever you are joining, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening from wherever you are joining. And I'm so happy to be here again. I'm so happy to be here again. And today we'll just be going through the basics of QGIS, just the basics. It's nothing deep, but we will like understand the basics of QGIS. So all right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. I think we can see your screen.
Okay. Amazing. So to start with, a shapefile was sent to the group, and I hope we've unzipped and downloaded it. So let me start from the shapefile. So you come to
I
your.
don't think we see it. We see it. Sorry, we can't see it.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, I can
Yes, we
see.
can see your screen.
Yeah.
All right. So we were told to create a folder first. So I've created mine. But if you want to create yours, you can just like come to your desktop, new folder. You click on folder, then you can put in the name of your folder. So I named mine QGIS Basic, QGIS Day 2. So this is mine. Then you bring in the unzipped file into this folder. It's as simple as that. I hope we don't have challenges with that. All right, so let's move to our QGIS interface. All right, so we were told to download QGIS, and I want to believe that everybody has QGIS on their systems already, and it has been installed. I will want to believe that. So this is what, okay, sorry, let me close and open. So I want to launch my QGIS. I'm so sorry that it's taking long, please. Sorry, please kindly bear with me. I don't know why it's dragging. Okay, amazing. So for those of us that we did not, or we've never had QGIS installed on our systems before, you will see something like this: project templates and news. You won't be seeing anything in recent projects. So to start with, you can click on new empty project. So when you click on your new empty project, this is the interface you will be seeing basically. All right. So let me just go through, it's not everything I will touch, but let me just go through the interface. So to start with, we have our menu bar here, and our menu bar consists of projects, consists of edit, it consists of view, layer, settings, plugins, vector, raster, database, web, mesh, and processing and help. So we are going to be using some of this menu toolbar. And aside from this menu bar, we have our toolbars, which is what you can see here. And I expect that we all have this. So for your new project, instead of you coming to the project template, you can also like click on new project, or you can also click on the Control+N, that's Control N. Then probably you want to open an existing project, or someone sent you a file that has a QGIS extension and you want to like open it, you can come to the open project. You want to save your work, Control S. For this one is for your print layout. That's when you are done and you want to like give just do cartography for your map basically. Then we have, you can zoom in, zoom out, but I'll be going through all this step by step. All right, so for the folder that we just created, I will want us to come to this our browser panel here. So everything that we have here is what we call our toolbar. What we have here is our browser panel. What we have here is our layers. So it's going to be showing we're going to be having some layers here that will be displayed on this entire canvas. And this is my processing toolbox. I think some of us might not actually have this. So you can just click on this for you to see your processing toolbox. Okay, so I want us to come to home on this our browser panel. Please come to home. Then I saved mine. Wherever you saved your folder, you should click on it. Oh, can't we? Is it some of us don't have? Sorry, can you hear me? Some people are saying they can't hear anything. Okay, please, if you don't have,
Can hear
okay,
you.
okay, thank you. If you don't have browser panel on your canvas, on your map canvas, basically you can just right click here and click on check this box that is saying browser panel. If I uncheck it, I won't see it here. So if you click on it, check the box, you see browser panel. So I hope everybody has the browser panel. Okay. So like I was saying before, come to your home, then you go to desktop. That was where I saved mine. It might be that you saved yours in documents or any other file. So this is mine here, QGIS day 2. So it's showing the Abeokuta South, which is the study area we'll be considering for today's training. So you can just right click on it and add as favorite. So it will be showing on top. So I have it. Sorry. I have it here. So I have it here. For those that are saying they can't hear me, I feel probably it's your network. Okay, so once you have this here, we can start working with what we have here. But our browser panel, taking this layer, for example, I can actually remove my layer and put it anywhere I want to put it. It's something you can adjust, or probably you want it to be side by side, so you can just toggle around the buttons, basically, layers, browser. But I think I would want to have one on top and one below. Sorry. All right. Okay, I can also work like this. So the first thing I want us to do is to install some certain plugins, since we already have our folder in already. So I want us to install some certain plugins, and you come to your plugins here, you click on manage and install plugins. So we can see that it's trying to fetch. Okay, yeah. So we have our plugins here. So I have this plugin is installed on my QGIS, but I'm very sure if some of us should click on installed, we won't have this. So you can just come to all. Then I want you to search for QuickOSM. Oh, sorry. I will try to slow down, please. For the browser panel, check this box here. Tick it. When you right click on your toolbar, try to like the space here, just right click, tick on it, and it will bring out your browser panel. To add the folder that you recently created, come to your home, click on where you added it to. Mine is under documents. So when you click on documents, mine is under desktop rather, sorry. So when you click on desktop, you can just go to where you saved it. Then you can right click to add as favorite, so that it will be on top. So that it's not that you just have to start going there before you can get the folder. Okay. So I want us to install some plugins, like I said earlier. So you come to your plugins, then you click on all. So I want us to install QuickOSM. So I have mine installed here. So you click on QuickOSM, you check the box, and you click on install. It's because mine is installed, that's why it's bringing out uninstall or reinstall plugin. So aside from that, I want us to click on quick map services, and also install that one too. So once we are done with that, if you come to your installed here, you will see that it has ticked QuickOSM, and it has also ticked quick map services. And you can close it. So if you've done that, you will notice that it has added some icons on this panel. Okay. All right. So you will notice that some icons have been added here. Here we have the QuickOSM, and here we have the quick map services. All right. So if you've done that, let's try to click on the quick map services. So from the quick map services, you will see that we have some certain, we have NASA, we have OSM, and we have some others. So we want to use OSM standard. If you all can remember, yesterday we went through OSM. To install Quick OSM, go to your plugins, manage and install plugins. Search for Quick OSM here. When you search for Quick OSM, try to install it. All right, please. So yesterday we went through the introduction of OSM, and the analysis we'll be doing tomorrow will be making use of OSM. So you can click on OSM, then click on OSM standard, and let's see what it will bring out. Okay. Okay. I will try to slow down. All right, I want to hope we're on the same page now together. So I told us to come to Quick Map Services. We want to see the OSM base map. So come to Quick Map Services, click on OSM, and you will click on your OSM standard. So when you click on OSM standard, you can see that we have different. We have the base map of the whole continent, basically. And I'm from Nigeria, so Africa. Yeah. So this is mine here. All right, so I want to go through this also. So for our coordinates, so this is trying to tell me that this exact place that I am on my map canvas is showing me the coordinate of this place. If you try to type world, okay. For this OSM standard, you will notice that in our layer panel, OSM standard has been added here. I have it 2 times because I added it twice. So I can remove it by clicking on it, right-clicking, and just press remove layer. And it will ask you remove one legend entry, and you're like, yes. On how I added the base map. Okay, to add base map, come to your Quick Map Services. I already told us that we should install the Quick Map Services plugin. So when you click on it, come to OSM, then come to OSM standard.
Yes.
So when you come to OSM standard, it will bring out the base map of the whole continent. Then you will see that it is showing here in our layer panel. This is my OSM standard, and this is my world map. So if I try to zoom to layer, you can see that I'm seeing the entire world. Yeah, but we can also remove that. So I hope we've gotten how to add base map. Okay, so I said you can try to zoom in using if you are using a mouse, you can just use the middle. I don't know the correct word to use, but you can, the middle, should I say button? And just try to zoom in, zoom out. Or you can also use this for zoom in, zoom out. You can't see Quick Map Services. Okay, thank you very much. The scroll button. For Quick Map Services, please go to your plugin. Manage and install plugins. type Quick Map Services. Check the box, install. You will see something like install here. Then once you are done, you can close it. So once you have it installed, it will show here. And then once it shows, you can come to your OSM, then OSM standard. Okay. So let me zoom to layer. So you can zoom to layer by right-clicking on one of your layers. And so I just have OSM standard here. So just right-click and just press zoom to layer, and you're seeing the entirety of everything. But I want to use the scroll button of my mouse. For the processing toolbox, this is it here. If I cancel this one, you will see it here. Okay. All right, so I wanted to show us something here. So for our scale, we are currently working on scale, for me, 1:236:213. If you want to enlarge it, you can. If you want to enlarge it, you can here. Or you want it. So basically, you can increase and reduce your scale using this scale here. And also, if you want to magnify what you've done, let's take Nigeria, for example. You can increase it also here. It's just the way you have your zoom in and your zoom out icons. Yes, so it's like a magnifier basically. And if you want to rotate your map, you can come to this rotation here, and you can see it's rotating. So I don't want it to rotate, I just want it to be on 0. Okay, then for our coordinates system, we'll be using WGS 84. That's EPSG 432. So if you don't have that, you can just try to search for WGS 84. So you can try to search for WGS 84, and the one that has the EPSG 4326. Okay, this was where I got the CRC. This EPSG, you see it here at the bottom. I don't know if you can see my cursor. So you can see that it's saying coordinate reference system. Because when you have anything that has to do with GIS, our coordinate is very, very important and very, very necessary. Yes. So we are working with WGS 1984. So once we are done with that, I think basically I've taken us through that. All right. So let's come to our quick OSM. So yesterday we touched on JOSM. Okay, so for our coordinate system, I came to this place that is beside render, clicked on it, then try to look for WGS 84, and his authority ID is EPSG 4326, because we will see a lot of WGS here, WGS 84, WGS 84, but we will just want to work with the 4326. All right, so I want to feel we are all on board. We are all on the same page. Okay, So once we are done with that, so yesterday we touched on, you don't have for, okay, yesterday we touched on GeoSM, and I want to show us how from, okay, if you installed the QuickOSM plugin, you will notice that you can see this GeoSM symbol or icon beside it. I feel everybody should have that once they've installed their QuickOSM. So I want to like show us how we can move from even this QGIS into GeoSM, because yesterday we moved from our hot taxi manager, which contains that's for OpenStreetMap. We moved from there to our GeoSM, but you can also move from your QGIS to your GeoSM. So to do that, you can just click on anywhere basically, then choose GeoSM and ensure that your GeoSM is actually is on, or is opened rather, sorry. Then you can see that with just one click, I can move from my QGIS to my GeoSM. So just GeoSM here, and it has downloaded it for me here. So if you try to zoom in here, it looks like this place is, we really don't have much here. But that's basically how you can. Okay. Some of us that are complaining of we don't have QuickOSM, we don't have the GeoSM, is because you've not installed it from your plugins. If you go to your plugins and you go to your manage and install plugins and you click on QuickOSM, you will see when you click on just QuickOSM, then you check the box, then try to install it. So once you've installed it, automatically it will bring out the icon here. So, and you will see, and this icon too will come with it, which is your GeoSM remote. And from here, you can move into your GeoSM. Okay, so we want to be working with our shapefile now. We want to be working with our shapefile now. To add GeoSM, once you've installed your QuickOSM, you should see your GeoSM remote. Okay. And once you click your GeoSM remote, it will automatically, if once you have your GeoSM opened on your desktop, it will automatically take you to that place, to that study area, or to the area within on your GeoSM. All right, so I want to believe we're all on the same page now. So let's come to our data source manager. We want to bring in our shapefile. So the shapefile we will be working with is for Abeokuta South. Yes, and I'm in Nigeria. Please, we're using WGS 84. We're using WGS 84. So let's come to our data source manager. So one thing in GIS is we have the vector and we have the raster. So for your vector data is made of point lines and polygons, while your raster is made up of cells. Basically, they are pixels. So what we are working with today we want to work with the vector data. So you can bring in your vector data set here. and bring in your shape file. Then add. If you want to take an area of interest in your base map, no problem.
But
So
it
let
is
me
better
just,
we follow through with the process so that at any point in time that you're not getting clarity, she can direct you on it. So please just follow with our process and follow use the shapefile for now when you're ready to practice on your own, because you're still going to create a map and then you can use your own area of focus or area of interest. This follow it step by step. Thank you.
okay, thank you for that. So I have my Abeokuta South here. So Abeokuta South is a local government in one of the states in Nigeria. Yes. So you can just zoom to layer so we can see what we have here. So this is what we have here for Abeokuta South. Okay. So let's double. Okay. So if I try to double click on this, I want to change the color. I want to change the color that is here. So you can just you can actually change it from here. Then click on apply. Or click on the simple fill. And let me just tell it, I just want a transparent view. You should just give me a transparent view. Then when you click on apply, I don't know if you can see. Okay, please, for your Abeokuta South, you can just bring in the shape file. You can even drag it in. Since you already have it in your browser panel, it's something you can drag in. So once you drag it in, it will bring out the shape file. Or you can go through these means of adding vector data sets too. So is there anyone that you feel is okay for you, you can do. But basically, we just want to ensure that we have it on our map canvas. Okay, so I already have 2 here, so please let me remove layer. Yes. Okay, so before, let me just go through these layers. So imagine Abeokuta South, probably I want to duplicate my layer. You can click on duplicate layer and it will duplicate the layer for you. Or if you want to probably move your layer to the top, it can move it to the top for you. Or you move it, or you can move it yourself. Or you want to move it to the bottom, it can also move it to the bottom for you. All right, I don't need the copy, so I just want to delete it. So you can delete it by removing layer. So that's okay. I have excess already, so remove layer. Okay. So I told you that I want a transparent view. So just double click on this so we can work on the symbology aspect of it. Please, for the GeoSM, we'll come back to it. But for now, since we are not using GeoSM at the moment, just ensure that you have your shapefile on your QGIS software. For the GeoSM, we'll come back to it. Thank you very much. So for our view, simple view, so I told it I want a transparent color, and it gave me transparent. And also, you can see that the stroke width is too big, it's too much. I just want something that is light. So I can just do 0.1. If you apply, you will see changes. You will see changes in the stroke width. Yeah. And you can also, if you want to change your stroke color, you can also do that. Maybe you want red. But anything you do, ensure that you apply. Because if you don't, you won't see the changes or the result of what you are doing, basically. So I will just go with black. So apply. Okay. All right, let me on my OSM standard. Yeah. So you can see that it's showing me Abeokuta. So we are on track. So this is the shapefile for Abeokuta. And basically what we want to be doing here is to bring in our OSM data. So we want to bring in data of buildings within this exact location and data of waterways within this exact location. So to do that, so you can just come to Quick OSM here. I believe we all have that installed already. So when you come to Quick OSM, you come to your quick query. Yes. So we want buildings. So you can just click on, for your keys, you can just click on buildings. And probably you want to give it a value. Maybe you want the buildings that are apartments, you want the buildings that are cathedral, churches, commercial entrance, anyone that you want, you can give it the value that you wish to. So we are actually importing these building data from our OSM using the Quick OSM plugin. So while we were doing OSM yesterday, or GeoSM, I told us that it's very important that we tag whatever we do. So if you are mapping a building, if you don't know what the building is, like if maybe it's a commercial building or a residential building, you can just click on yes. And if you come to your value here, you will see that we have value that is even saying yes. So if you have no idea of what the building is, you can click on yes. But if you have an idea of what the building is, you can click on industrial, commercial. So those tagging actually like go a long way in helping. Imagine I want to create a map probably showing commercial buildings, and you've tagged your buildings. Maybe you know that it's a commercial building, you've tagged this commercial. I'll just come to this commercial here, then try to download it. But we're coming to that one. But for now, let's just remove it. And let's just work with yes. So for this, we want it to download buildings that are within our layer extent. So I want it to show buildings that are within Abeokuta South, which is my shapefile. So to do that, you just click on run query. Yes, please, when you are trying to download, ensure you have internet access. It's very, very important. You have to be online to be able to do this. Okay. Sure, please, it's trying to download. I'm so sorry that it's so slow. I feel some of us would have downloaded ours already. So you go to your quick query, your building, click on yes, then we want layer extents. Basically, I want the buildings within that layer. And you can see that it has specified Abeokuta South because that's the layer I have here. Amazing. All right, for those that are still lost, the symbology aspect, you can right click on your Abeokuta South, then go to your simple field. Then you can check transparent view, your stroke color, click on black or any color you want to use basically. Then you can reduce the width of that stroke. Or if you like it that way, there's no problem. So that's how to that was the symbology I did there basically. Okay. So we can see that we have a lot of buildings here. And these are buildings that, wow. Okay, for the quick OSM, click on quick OSM, this icon here, type building. When you type building, you can decide to give it a value. At the same time, you might decide that I just want everything. So I gave it a value, yes. Then I want it to give me the buildings that are within this canvas extent. I'll be within the layer extent rather, please. So you can see that my layer is Abeokuta South, which is the shapefile we are working with. So you just run query, and when you run query, you should have this on your map canvas. All right, I want to hope that we all have our buildings within that area downloaded. So we can see that we are seeing buildings here. So what you were told to do yesterday, basically to map out the shape of buildings, you can see that here now, this is as a result of volunteers that have actually should I say, spent their time or dedicated their time to mapping those buildings. That's why you can easily say, okay, I want to use QuickOSM to download buildings that are within the study area. Imagine you are trying to, maybe you need the buildings within the study area, and you have to be digitizing them one after the other, drawing squares or rectangles one after the other. It will be so stressful. So that is one thing that we are thankful for when it comes to OSM, because we have volunteers that have done this already, and we just make use of what they've done to suit what you need. Yes. So we can see that it gave me buildings. This one is showing points. I don't need it. I can remove it. So to check for info, probably you want to know more info about the buildings you downloaded. You can just right click, then click on open attribute table. So when you click on open attribute table, basically you will see the ID, the OSM ID, and the OSM type. So it's giving us the full ID, the OSM ID, the OSM type, the building, which is yes. So it's because we don't have info about the construction, drive-through, branch, ATM, all this. That is why you can see none here. Yes, you can query without shaper. If you want it to give you the entire, if you want it to give you buildings that are, if you want it to give you buildings that are in the, should I say this place now, you can just tell it canvas extent and to give you the buildings that are there. Okay, but please, I'll just love us that we follow through with what I'm doing. Yes, so I don't need this one too. Remove layer. So I want the layer that is giving me information about the OSM ID, the OSM type, the buildings, constructions. Yes. So this is what I need. So we have this building here. And you can see that some of the buildings, like they've extended our layer. So first of all, you can see what is here is telling me that this is a temporary scratch layer. So one thing about temporary scratch layer is if you try to like close your QGIS now, you won't be seeing what is temporary. And it's temporary, it's temporary. That is why it's showing this cheap icon that you're seeing here. So we have to like make it permanent to ensure that it's also saved in our folder too when you are done. So, okay, probably we should try to save first. So if you want to save the work that you've done, you can just click on Ctrl S and save it in that folder that you created for this training. And you can give it a name. So this is my QGIS day 2. Then you can give it a name, QGIS tutorial. QGIS tutorial. Then click on save. So you will notice that it has changed the name. It has changed the name here. It's no more untitled. It now has a name. It has been given a name. Okay. So if you run your query without having any results, it might actually mean that probably that place has not been mapped by, if you go to OSM and try to like search for that place on OSM, basically it has not been mapped. So that's another thing again. But this one, we have buildings here showing results here because these places have, like this particular study area has been mapped. That's why we are seeing buildings here. All right, so I was talking about temporary scratch layer. So to make it permanent, sorry, just right click on the building is yes. Then click on make permanent. Yes, I've saved the project. To save the project, you can click on Ctrl S and ensure you save it to the folder that you've created for this tutorial, basically. So you don't have to be looking for it. You know, if it's scattered everywhere, you might not know where you actually like stored it. So to open the scratch layer, just to make your temporary layer permanent, right click. Then click on make permanent here. You see make permanent here. So you're going to click on make permanent. This is telling you the shapefile that you can save it in. So we'll just be leaving it at Esri shapefile. And to save it, we also want to save it in that same folder that we created. So I'm coming to my folder, QGIS day 2. Then you can give it a name. So I will call it, probably I can give it Abeokuta South buildings, or I can just do building data. Then click on save. So now you can see that it is now showing me building data dot SHP, and SHP means shapefile. So once you are done, you don't need to tamper with any other thing. You just click on OK. So you can see that it's loading here. I don't know if you can see that. Still loading. Yeah. So now it's telling us that task complete. So now you are no longer seeing the chip icon again. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is to try to clip this our building to our shapefile. So since we are working with, so you can cancel that. So since we are working, okay, I will go through this step again. Right click. Now it's not showing me make permanent because I've already ensured that I've already made it permanent already. That's why it's no longer showing it. So when you right click here, you will see something that says make permanent. You see something that is saying make permanent. Then when you click on make permanent, you ensure that you go back, you will see something that will bring out a file. It will ask you to, you will see some 3 dots. I would have actually loved to download the buildings again, but it might take time. I would have actually loved to download the buildings again, but it might take time. So you try to right click. For someone that is still having the chip icon, you will see make permanent. When you click on make permanent, you see something beside the file. Beside the file, you see a very long input box, and you see a small box that has 3 dots. So you click on that, then it takes you to your folder. So ensure you save it to the folder you created initially. Then you give it a name. So once you give it a name, then you click on OK. To download building, you come to your quick OSM. You click on building. When you click on building, you click on, I chose yes. Tell it layer extent. We have Abeokuta South, which is your shape file. Then tell it to run query, and it will download. So once you are done with clicking, once it has saved permanently, you will see something like a pop-up here. So you try to cancel it, click cancel. You try to click cancel. And once you've clicked cancel, then we want to work with the buildings that we have here. So I want to clip my buildings to this boundary. I don't know why your layer name box is disabled at the moment. I don't know if any other person has that same issue. When you want to make permanent, the only thing you should tamper with is just the file. You saving the file into your folder. That's the only thing you should tamper with. Don't tamper with a code or anything. Once you are done, just click on the OK. That's the only thing you need to tamper with when you want to make permanent is the file name. Ensure that you have it saved on your folder. Okay, please, are we all on the same page? All right, so I will continue. So now, like I said earlier, I will want us to keep our study area to our buildings to our study area. So you can see that the width that we have here, you can actually adjust that too. Maybe it's too thick. You can just come here. You can go to properties. Then you come to the simple fill. Then you can adjust the stroke width here. Maybe you can just give it like 0.1. If you apply, you notice that there's a difference. And aside from that, we can also change the color. Maybe we should use something grayish. Can use something grayish. Then apply. Can also work on the opacity. Then click on apply too. So I came to the simple fill. I reduced the stroke width by 0.1. I changed the color to this. Then I came to my fill, then tried to like reduce the opacity of what I was working with. Then once you are done, you just click on apply. Then, okay, let's see what we have here. So let's try to do. Okay. So I changed it to 0.01. Yes. Then click on OK. Let me try to remove my OSM standard. So you can see that we have a lot of buildings here. And if you zoom in, you are seeing your buildings here. So let me try to clip it to this boundary. So you just come to your vector, come to your geoprocessing tools. So we have a lot of geoprocessing tools basically. We have the buffer, we have the clip, we have the sub, we have intersect. So we are going to be using clip because I'm trying to ensure that I cut out a particular study area. I cut out a particular portion using my study area, basically. Yes. So I want to leave out this site. I don't want it. I just want the buildings that are within my boundary here. All right, so you go to geoprocessing tools, click on clip. So my input layer is going to be the buildings that are there. You can see that building is here. So building, yes. Then your overlay, that will be Abeokuta South. Then you can click on run. All right. Thank you, amazing. So when you click on run, let me try to cancel this. I just hope you got what I just did. I'll go through it again. Come to your building. Sorry. Come to your vector, go to your geoprocessing tools, click on clip. I'm trying to cut out I'm trying to ensure that I extract what I need for my study area. I don't want what is outside my study area. So you click on clip, then your input, which is the information that you need or the data that you need, which is my building. You click on it, building, yes. Then your overlay, which is the boundary you are using to determine your extraction. So you click on building, yes, then you run. So for you to know that it has clipped it already, you will see that it will bring out a layer and you're saying clipped. So once it has done that, you can see now that this is a temporary file again. It's a temporary layer. So to make it permanent for those that didn't get it initially, To make it permanent for those that did not get it initially, you click on make permanent, come to your file name, click on I can write Abeokuta South buildings, or just use ABK South buildings. Then click on save. So I said you should not tamper with anything, you should just leave everything. Then click on OK. So you see that it is loading here. So once it is done loading, you can click on cancel it. Then you will not see the chip file, the chip icon again. So you can right click and let's change the properties again. I'm so sorry. So you can just come here, let's use, we used purple the other time. And click on that, then come to your simple fill, change the stroke width to, we used 0.01. So you can apply, and once you apply, you can click on OK. So to rename this, so I won't be needing this now to check and uncheck what you've done. Probably now, if I check this OSM standard, it's bringing out my base map. I really don't know where the issue is coming from. If you are trying to make it permanent and it's saying it's showing error. Okay, so I'm trying to check and uncheck. So whatever probably you don't need now, you can uncheck it. And let's try to see if this our clip actually worked. So if you uncheck this, okay, let's leave this. If you uncheck this building is yes, you see that I already have my buildings that are within this study area. Okay. So let's delete this. I don't need this. So you can come right click on building, yes, then remove layer. So now you can, let's rename this to so let's rename this. Let's rename this layer. So I can just write ABK. ABK is like the abbreviation of Abeokuta. I'm so sorry. So ABK South buildings. So to do that, I right click, then type rename layer. So to rename layer, I just come to ABK South buildings. So once you are done with that, if you don't want this boundary, you can uncheck it. It's still giving you the boundary of Abeokuta South. But you can leave it there actually. Okay, so these are the buildings that are within Abeokuta South local government. So far, we've learned how to clip vector data. And if you want to clip for raster, it's different though. It's not that you come to this vector, the processing tool, then clip. Raster 2 has its own, and we try to do that for raster 2, but we won't be touching raster here. we'll just be working basically with vector. All right, so we have the buildings for this place. So let's try to bring in the waterway for this study area too. So for the waterway, the same way we did the buildings, you go to your quick OSM, then you can click on waterway. Then if you want to give it a value, you can, but I will not be giving it any value. You should just give me the waterway. Then you click on layer extent. I just want Abeokuta South. Then you run query. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Anu, okay, it's back now because I cannot see your screen before.
All right, please, are we on the same page?
Yes, you can proceed.
Okay.
Wait, please. For those of us that are having trouble with the waterway, the same way you did for the building, you go to your quick OSM, type waterway in your key, and then use your layer extent to do the same thing you've done when you wanted to bring in your building.
So once you've done your layer extent, you can run query. And once the query, once you are done running query, you will see that it will bring in your waterway here. So for our waterway, you can also try to clip it to our study area. So the same way we did for the vector clipping, you can come to your geoprocessing to clip. So this time around, your input field is your waterway. That is the data you are working with. Your overlay feature is Abeokuta South. Then you can click on run. So it has been clipped that way. So now you can see that this color is even different from what is here. So if I should remove this, I'll just have the waterways that are within this study area. I'll just have the waterway that is within the study area. So you can, the same way we did make temporary, you right click, make permanent, give it a file name. And I can write Abeokuta ABK South. ABK South waterways. Or I can just use waterways. Then click on save. Then click on okay. So now you can see the chip icon is no longer there again. So you can cancel. Then let's rename this. You come to rename layer. Then you can just write waterway. So you can change the color of your waterway. You can give it, you can right click, go to properties. Then you can give it a color, maybe blue. Blue signifies water. So once you click on apply, you're seeing your waterways. All right. Yeah, so that's for the water that is in this area. So we can also bring in other features that we think is necessary. We have amenities, we have roads. If you look at it now, if you zoom in, you will see that the white spaces that we are seeing, they actually look like roads. So you can also go the same route for roads. Let's go to our OSM again. So this time around, roads. You can type highways. And I don't want any value. Come to your layer, extend, click on run. Hey. So now we can see a lot of highways here. So let me first remove this. I don't need points data. So remove layer. So now let's try to open our attribute table. Okay, for the waterway, it's the same way we've been doing buildings and the same way we did water. We just come to your quick OSM, click on waterways, type waterways in your key, then your layer extend, then click on run. So once you run query, you need to do this place will bring in out blue and it will get 100%. So once it is done, you will see it here. So for highways, I said we should go to our attributes table, open attribute table. Then you can see that for my highways, we have different categories of highways. We have the primary, we have the residential, we have the trunk, secondary, and the different type of highways that are available in this study area. So let's kindly take note of this highway here. So now I'll go to properties. And I want to try to categorize my highways. So before, we've been working with single symbol, basically telling it that everything that for buildings now, I didn't categorize it. Maybe I want residential, although from the initial state, we've already chosen yes. So everything was yes, there was nothing to categorize there. But for highway, where we have a lot of categories of highways, the tertiary, the primary, and the others. So you can just click on this single symbol here, the drop down, click on it, then click on categorized. So for the categorized, if you will notice, we saw highway. Like those categories of tertiary roads, secondary roads, primary roads, trunks, they were all categorized under highway on our attribute table, if you remember. So you have to click on highway here. So when you click on highway here, you tell it you want it to add all the highways that are available in your study area. So you can just click on classify. So when you click on classify, you can see that we have footpaths, we have footway rather, I'm very sorry. We have paths, we have primary, we have residential, we have secondary, we have different types of highways, categories of highways. And OSM has their tags for all these highway features. I'm going to post it on the Zoom link so that by the time we are grouping highways together, you know which one you have to group with which one. So yes, you can go through this and try to understand the highways that we have and which can go hand in hand. So first of all, please let's uncheck this all order. I don't need it. So we only need the footway. We only need these ones that have categories basically. So starting with my primary, I can match my primary and my primary link together. So you can click on your primary, then ensure you click on your control. Don't use shift, let's use control. Then you want to merge it to the primary link that is beneath it. So once you've done that, you will now right click. So once you are done right clicking, you can click merge categories. So you can see that both primary and primary link now, they are one already. They've been merged together, they are one. So let's do for secondary and secondary link also. Let's do for secondary and secondary link. So your control, right click, click on merge categories. So we can do for tertiary and tertiary link. Your control, click on merge categories. Okay. So I also want to merge my footway, my paths. I want to merge steps. And just merge these four together to merge categories. All right. I can also add my unpaved to my. Let's leave it like that. So I want to uncheck. I just want to make do with this, with the footway, the primary, the residential, secondary, tertiary also. So like I want to uncheck. If you don't want to see that category of highway, you can uncheck it. Basically, uncheck. Yeah, so to move it up, you can just click on it, then drag up. So I want us to like just change. I want us to change the text that is here. So to just change the text, since it's under legend, you just double click on it. So I can just save this, just write footway. Or I should just put part. Then for this, double click to. Okay, for the categorization, you come to your, let me try to come to, you come to this place. You go to your properties. You can see that we have single symbol here. That means basically you are trying to tell us that all the features, just give it a single symbol. There's no point putting them in categories. But for highways, we have different categories of highways. So that is why I want to categorize it. So I will click on the drop-down menu, then click on categorize. So once you've done that, you now give it a value. Now on the attribute table, if you will notice that under highway, we have different categories of highways. On to cancel, go to our open attribute table. So you can see other highway, we have different categories of highways here, unpaved, unclassified, and a lot. So going back, properties, go to your categorized, come to your value highway, then you tell it to classify. Then you tell it to classify. So once it has classified it, I don't want this all of that. So I'll just unclassify it. Uncheck it rather, I'm so sorry. So for your primary, click on it, press your shift key. I want to merge this primary together. So you click on merge category. I've merged the primary together. For the secondary too, click on it, also merge. For the tertiary, click on it, also merge. So for the footway, paths, steps, track, can also merge them together. So once you are done merging, I want us to change the text here. So you just double click. I called this part. Double click. You can call this primary road. So since we don't have to residential, you can just put it as residential. Double click. You can call this secondary road. Double click. You can call this tertiary road. All right, so I want to drag this down. I just click on it and drag down. What do you want? I really don't know. You can uncheck. So for this strong too, you can actually like merge them together. Just call it strong. So once you are done, you can only tick the ones that you want. So once you are done, you just click on apply. Right. So you click on apply, click on OK. So let's try to merge our highways to our study area. So go to vector, the processing tools. I already have highway here. Then you come to your vector south. Then you on. You cancel, then you come here, you rename. You can just put highways. Then let's try to, if you want to check this, we see that we only have the highways in our study area. So you can just delete this. Yes, we only have that one on board. So I have to like reclassify again. Before I do so, let me make permanent. Oh, amazing. That's good. For you to have clipped your highway already. So I want to reclassify it. Properties, category, sorry. Highway. So I'm doing this for those that are not getting it. Put away your part, your steps, your track, merge. Your primary link, merge. Secondary link, right click, merge. The tertiary link, right click, merge. Then let's uncheck this. We don't need this. Uncheck this. Then let's name this part. Name this primary. Name this residential. Name this secondary road. Name this tertiary road. Can also merge. Well, let me uncheck. Okay. So once you are done, just click on apply. Then we have. So you can now see that each of those highways, they have their own colors. So first of all, what we have here is too thick. So let's just adjust that. So you can adjust each of them one by one. Then let me first deal with the width. 0.1. Let's change everything to 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. 0.1. Then click on apply. You can see that there's a little bit of difference, but we need to work on the colors of these arrows. We're coming back to the properties. Actually, this is basically what we want to do today. The waterway, showing the buildings, then showing roads. And we're meant to add amenities, but if you don't want to, we can skip that. Just basically showing buildings, showing roads, and showing waterways. So I will call on Tonia to just take us on the cartography. So what you've done now, we want to put it in our print layer so that it moves from here to, you can export it as a PNG, and you can add your map elements, your legend, your title, your scale bar, your north arrow, which are essential when doing the cartography of whatever map you've done. So Tonya, you have the floor. Tonya, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Please, can you stop sharing so that I can? Hi guys, can you hear me? And can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Can we all see my screen? And no, please reheart if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
So this is what I changed the symbology of my own area of interest to. You can see that the roads here, they are more pronounced. And the buildings, I reduced the opacity. So I made it such that if you do not really zoom in, you might not really notice that buildings are there, so that our map will not be jam-packed with so much information. It's something that you can actually take out. If you feel that, okay, on your home map, you just want to show the roads, you can take off the building so that you just have the road. You can take off the waterway, and you know that, okay, basically, I want to show just the road on this particular area. You can take off the road, put on the buildings. So you know that, okay, these are the buildings in this particular area. If you want to show the waterway, you put it there. And also, if you want to show the highway. I believe that we all have an idea about all these things now that are not sticking us through. So now, moving on. We're almost there, no fear. So the next thing for us to do is take your cursor to project. You cannot see project, the top left hand side. Click on it. Once you click on that project, there will be a pop-up. From that project, you go down to new print layout. Can you see that? From your project, go to new print layout. Then once you click on the new print layout, there will be another pop-up that will say create print layout. Because the way our map is currently, you cannot share it, except you want to share the whole of the file. But if you want to present something to people that, okay, oh, I have done this particular task, I have done this particular map, I want to share it to you in JPEG format, you can share it in PDF format, you can share it in whatever format you want to share it with. But then you need to create a layout, a print layout for that. So you will name your print layout, let's say Abeokuta South. On this particular layout, we want to show the roads, the building, as well as the waterways in Abeokuta. So once you type the name that you want, you can save it as anything. You can save your layout as any name that is okay for you. Just make sure that you're saving it with a name that you can trace. And then you click on OK. You see that another screen has popped up aside the screen that I was working with. So now, this is the layout view of your data. you can go back to the data view. This is the data view, and this is its layout view. Now, on the side panel, you can see all these things. Pan layout, that's if you want to pan your layout around, you want to zoom, you want to select or move item, you can just check all of these things out. They have their own different functionalities. So this particular one here, hope you can see it. You can come here. This is where you had the map that you are currently working on. Or you can come to add item here. Please follow through with me. Let's get these things together. This add item here, click on it. You will see add map, add 3D map, add pictures, add label, whatever it is that you want to add, you can add it from here. So first off, we need to add our map. So I clicked on add map. Then I will define how I want my map to look like. I want it to just be this part of the total layout. I'll just define a specific boundary for it. And once I click on it, it will tell me that it is rendering the map. If I don't like how this thing is, you can come here and pan it and say, okay, oh, I want to change this, what is it called? You can come back here and make sure that, okay, oh, this thing is zoomed to layer. This is what I want on my layer. Even if you want to show just part of it, that you know that, okay, this information is too much, you can zoom to that layer. Okay, I want to show just this part. Once I zoom to this specific layer and I come back to my layout view, this is the layout view. I will add my map. This is where you add map. And then define a specific boundary for my map. Oh, this is what I want. You can see it is only the part that I zoom it out to. That is where it is bringing out for me. You understand? So if I want to zoom it out, I can zoom it out. If I want to zoom it, but it is still that boundary that I see have there. Now I can decide, okay, I want to show the whole of the area, and I'll still go back. Okay, oh, this is okay. This is perfect for me. This is what I want to show. Then I'll go back to my layout. That's the way it works in what's it called? QGIS. So you had your map, but the last time, for those that have not gotten it, so I want to show this particular boundary, but I want it such that this thing, I want it that I'll be able to zoom in and out. So, sorry, there are layouts for you here. So you can define your grid at this part. This is where you define your grid, that layout view. You can see the layout here. Can you see it? And no, please, can you help me confirm?
We can't see the layout view.
You can see the view.
It's not showing.
Yeah. Please just help me confirm if you can see it. Okay, let me just share my entire screen. Can you see it now?
No, it's still okay. Yes. It's showing now.
I want to take it smaller. I want to take it bigger. You can see it, right?
Yes.
So this is where you can set your grid. You come to your item, what's it called? You can define the scale that you want to use there. You can navigate your way around there, basically. Let me bring it out for you so that you see it well. If you want to use, if you want to change your coordinate system, you can change it here. If you need guide, these are the guides here. And also, you can include some other things, such as if you want to add label to it, you want to add your north arrow. If you click on add north arrow, you define where your north arrow you want it placed, and you have it there. Voila. And define boundary for this thing too, but I don't want to waste most of our time. So you can add any other thing. If you want to add label, you can come here, put your label here, and say, okay, oh, I want to add my label as map or buildings in Abeokuta South. I can just should say Abeokuta side. So you can see that that changed here, but we cannot really see it. This is where you can edit the font. You can define the kind of font that you want here. You can define the color too, the position. If you want to add background to it, different things that you can do with it. I'm just showing you the prerequisites. These are the things that you will need to like adjust to your own taste and produce like a beautiful map. So you can come here again. You will add your scale bar. And add your scale bar. If you want your scale bar here, this is where you set the unit. You always refer to this item side. So for you to define your scale bar, what do you want to show? How many segments do you want it to have? You can define it here. Okay, I want like, let's say 4. You can see that the scale bar is now. Oh my God. People say they cannot see my, what's it called? My screen.
But I'm seeing it though.
Okay, guys. So let's take it again. This is where you are right now, right? And I said that I might have to close this thing up. So I said that you will come to project. And then from project, you will go to new print layout. So from new print layout, you will create your print layout. Are we getting it? You give it a name. And because, okay, let's go over it again. I can say my Abeokuta. Can you see that? And once I click on OK, it will pop up another screen. Are we following?
Yes.
It is going to pop up another screen for you. And then that is where you will see your Abeokuta right here. Do you understand? So I told you that you can look through this side, what's it called? The sidebar here to see, okay, do I need anything here? Do I need anything here? If you want to add anything, or you can come here to add item. Do you understand me? Are we together, please? Okay. So from here, you will come to add map, because we want to show the map that we have created. We'll come here and then we will define the boundary Probably you want your boundary to be like this. You want your map to show in this small place like this. You can see that it brings out the it brings out my, this thing is disturbing me. Now it's bringing out what is on my layout view, the zoom extent. Are we together? Please, let's indicate, are we together and are we getting it? You might decide, okay, well, I want to do my own like this, so anyhow you want to put it, but just make sure that this your what's it called, it is at the center, and you can also zoom it out. But first, you can change your page property. Let's say you want to use A4 and decide that, okay, I want portrait. This is where you make the adjustment. You can see now. It depends on the type of paper you are using. So you can make your adjustment this way. But I would advise that for the first time, you should just go with, let's say, A3 and then go with landscape. Do you understand? So now, I said that the, what's it called? There are some essential things that you need to add to your layout prints, and that is your legend. You have to add your note arrow. Once you click on it, you define the boundary that you want your note arrow to be. You place it there. This thing is small, we still have to zoom it out. I'm just showing you the basic necessities that you need on the page. Then you can come back here again. You add your scale bar. So on this scale bar, you would come here, and then if you want your segment to be like more than 2, because this thing is small now, you really can't reach the scale bar. So you can increase it this way. You can see that it's getting bigger that way, and then it's something that we can all see if we are using a specific width. But if we are not, it's going to show us the scale that we are using currently for this particular zoom level that we have. If I increase the, what's it called, the zoom level now, let's say I remove this particular thing now, the scale will no longer be functional. If I delete it now, it is not going to be functional. It will tell me that this scale is not, if I should bring in another one that has a different scale, it's going to tell me that, okay, this particular map or this scale, they are not the same. So when we are working, we need to be considerate with our scale too. We need to know that, okay, we are working with this particular scale. This is the scale that will fit in our work. So whenever, let's say I don't want to show the whole screen now, I'm zooming out. Okay, I say, okay, this is just the part I want to show. And I come back to my layout view. I will add my map again. You can see now that this scale, there's another scale for me here. I don't know. You can see that this scale is no longer the same. It is no longer the same. See how long it is now. Because the size that I brought in before is not what I'm bringing back now. So definitely, your scale bar will depend on what you're bringing in. And you need to make sure that, okay, whatever it is that you are doing, when someone else that does not even know what a map look like, pick this particular thing up, they can easily read it. So now it's something that you can just say, okay, let me reduce this scale because it is way too long. You can just reduce it here. This thing is disturbing me. So you customize it according to what you want. So for now, I'll just go with this 1 unit. And you can also change your scale type. If you don't want that particular style, there are different styles that you can make use of. So this is your scale. Now, if you want to add, let's say, you want to add your legend. Let's add our legend. Legend is just telling us basic information about what you have used on your map. Let's say you have used some lines, some colors on your map. Legend will tell us that, okay, this is a particular color and this is what it means on this particular map that we have created. So I click on legend and I define a space for my legend. See now, I can make it bigger. It's going to show me everything on the map. It's going to show me everything on that particular segment that I'm working with. The highway, the waterways, and then the building. Now, you know that we categorize our highway. So we have our primary road, the residential road, and then secondary and tertiary. So this is where you can, what is it called? You can, if you want to change the style, you want to change the fonts, you want to make it like bigger, this is where you can adjust them. This is where you can change the color. Can decide that, okay, oh, I don't like this default setting, no, let me increase my own. You can see that as I'm increasing it, it is getting bigger. You can see it like that. Then you make sure that whatever font size you're using, it is pleasing to the eye. This one is too big, so I will reduce it, and then I will increase the group font. The title font. So all these things that I'm doing, you are now to use your own discretion to adjust it according to what you want. If you want to insert what's it called, a picture too, this is where you will get everything that you need to what's it called, to include. Just make sure that, okay, oh, you click on, okay, let's say you want to add the current date that you made the map. Just click on it, define where you want it to be. It will bring out the date. So I won't dwell so much on this actually, because it is going to be more of a task for every one of us. So this is what you are going to work on today, and this is what you're going to submit as part of your what's it called? It's going to be your task for today. You have to make the arrangement such that anybody that is taking it can easily, you can decide to add, let's say, if you have a picture or you bringing in a picture is necessary for someone else to know what your map is all about, you put it there. Let's say you want to, any picture, you can even import picture, anything that you want. Let's say you're creating a map, you want to put a logo of your company or of your anything. You can decide, okay, this is where I want the logo to be. Anything that you want to do. But it is compulsory for you to add your label. You have to tell people, okay, this map, or what is it for? You can tell them, oh, a map showing part of Abeokuta. So something like this, or you increase the font such that the person that is taking it can read it easily. This is where you get the settings. It is pretty straightforward. It's more like you're pressing your phone. So you increase the font. So this what is it called? You make it finer. Don't do it like this, so no, it's not fine. So make sure that you explore You can explore all these things. If you want frame on it, you can put it there. If you want to put frame in your work, you can put it there. Just make sure that, okay, see now, there's a frame on our map. I can decide that, okay, this thing is too small. It's not even showing what I want it to show. I want to put a frame on it. Explore this part. Make sure that you explore every part of it and you create a very good map when you are submitting your task. Are we all clear now? I'm not going to give everything to you. It is now left to you to explore the parts that are necessary for you. Do you understand? My own is to give you the rudimentary knowledge about how you can go with the creation of a beautiful map, and then you can adjust this thing at your own discretion. Make it final, include whatever you want to include on your map. So I don't want to burden us so much. So basically, you can also include your grid. You can include your grid to what's it called? This is where you get the grid. You come to this, you click on your map here, and then at this side panel, you will see layout, you will see item properties, and then you can click on add a new grid. Add a new grid. So once you click on add a new grid, you will see a particular grid there. You can modify it. If you want to add your grid in a cross format, or you want to add it as a solid grid, you will see it there. You want to add it as frame and annotation only. Then you define your CRS, that's your coordinates reference system, and then you set all these things, because some people are already entering my DM saying it's okay for today. So if you want to put interior ticks, you can put them. Explore. We are giving you room to explore more, because tomorrow we are still going to do all these things tomorrow. We are going to, because tomorrow is more like we are doing an in-depth analysis on the importance of OSM data. Basically, what can they use it for in our day-to-day activity or in our community? The fact it's one of the essential factors they consider. Let's say a particular country now is facing flood, as it is in Nigeria. Currently, a part of Nigeria, Maiduguri, is faced the crisis of flood recently, and people are they reach out to people that they should help in mapping the particular area. So the contributions, we help them determine how many people were affected during that flood, how many houses were affected during the flood, and they can use this to make important they can use it to make important or to take important steps in order to rectify these people, to take them from where the flood is happening to a safer location. So we should not just joke with data that we are contributing to on OSM, because they use it for vital decision. They use it to make vital decision later on. So this is where we'll be stopping today for today's session, so that we'll not bother you so much. We'll be stopping here today. And now we are moving into the session, the question and answer session. So if you have any question or you have anything that you might want to ask, please, it is time for that now. Questions and answer. And also, if you have questions, you can drop them on the group page. Please, will you tell us where we can get other base maps, like topography, soil map. Okay, for the base maps, we can get the base map here. You will go to your web here. So once you click on web, you go to quick map services. In some cases, all these things, all these particular base map might not be in your own. They might not be in your own, that you just have Google and then just OSM. So the best thing for you to do in that case is for you to come to your plugins. No, I'm coming. So when you click on manage and install plugin, oh my God. My own has been activated. So oh, this thing is disturbing me. Okay. Once you come to your plugin web, quick map services, all of these ones will come, and then you can select whatever base map you want to select. You can just come to Google. Is it the hybrid one, the terrain one? You can come to NASA for you to get all of your base maps. This is where you see them, from web to your quick map services. So if I want to put in the topograph or the topo map, that is where I'm going to get it. So guys, this is where I'll be stopping from my end today. If there's no other question, I think this is where we are stopping, guys. Anu, are we still having Kahoot game?
Yes.
So now is the time for Kahoot game. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for that. Let me present my screen. I know we've had a very, should I say, long day, and we are all tired. But we are going to try to spice it up or make it less tiring in the Kahoot game. And after that, we are done. We'll be done for today. So permit me to share my screen. Okay. All right, so let's just type Kahoot on your browser. For the other questions, we'll be answering on the WhatsApp group, please. The rest assured we will find answers to your questions. Are we all there? Come in, please. All right, if you are there, let me know. So I'm still waiting for, oh, sorry, please. The game pin is 208-9401. I'm so sorry for that. Game pin 208-9401. Amazing. We have Zella on board already. Okay. Welcome, Navera. Nice. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. So basically, the Kahoot is just for the first 40. So if you know you want to be a part, I think you should ensure you join on time. Is anybody still joining? If you are still joining, please let me know. Looks like we still have people joining. We have 17 people. Should we wait till it gets to 20? Because our time is past spent already. So I'll wait for 2 more people and we start. Looks like more people are still trying to join. Looks like we're entering 30 now. Okay, we have Amrit, we have Andrew, we have J. Chris, we have Ade, we have I don't know the pronunciation of this name, but let me just go with the Lunas. We have Eli, we have Tonton, we have Sai, we have Benefit, we have Kahuku, we have Vic, we have Tomili, we have Rhonda, we have Dawn, we have Teresa, we have these names are way beyond me to pronounce, but it's okay. So do we still have more people joining before I start? So today's Kahoot game is basically more of revision of what was done yesterday. Yes, so it's just more of we are revising what we've done yesterday. All right, I think I want to start now. All right, so the first question is, what's the full meaning of QGIS? Fastest finger. Fastest finger. Wow. So we have some people that chose quantity geographic information system. How? Well, it looks like majority got it, quantum geographic information system. That's wonderful. And I'm very sure those that missed the one in blue, the 4 people, probably they didn't check through it well because the game they didn't have enough time. So the next question, okay. Wow, so we have Rhonda topping the scoreboard. The next. Wow, I'm so impressed. Everybody got that. So that means we all know that OpenStreetMap is free to use, and we got that. That's nice. Okay, Rhonda is still maintaining her spot at the top. To the next. So we have a double point question. What's the full meaning of JOSM? Oh, this time it's even way too long to know the full meaning of GOSM. Hey, even with the way the time was long, some people still did not get the meaning of GOSM. But we have 10 people that got it. Java OpenStreetMap. Those that chose JavaScript, it's not JavaScript though, it is Java OpenStreetMap. Yes, that's the full meaning of GOSM. Thank you very much. To the next. Oh, Rhoda, so sorry. We have Eli here, topping the board with 3,510 points. So let's get to the next. What kind of data is available on OSM? What kind of data is available on OSM? Wow, most people got that, except from just one person. So the kind of data that is available on OSM, we have roads, we have buildings, we have addresses, we have railways, and many more. Yes. So to the one person, please, you can see the correct answer now. Thank you very much. To the next. Okay, we still have Eli there. All right. So we have 8 questions. We're in number 5 now. What is ID editor? What is ID editor? Okay, so 28 of us got it, a web-based editor for OpenStreetMap data. So to the person that chose a desktop GIS application, please, it is not. It is GOSM that is a desktop GIS application. Thank you very much. On to the next. Okay, Eli is still maintaining his his place at the top with 6,212 points. That's amazing. Okay, we have another double point question. What's the difference between GOSM and ID editor? What's the difference between ID editor and GOSM? Even despite saying it before this question, some people still missed it. Okay, so GOSM is desktop while ID editor is web-based. Please, GOSM is not web-based. You need to have the app for you to use GOSM. Why ID editor is not, we don't have a desktop for ID editor. Only GOSM that has a desktop. Yes. And the person that chose GOSM is for beginners and ID editor is for advanced. Oh God, so sorry, but that's so wrong. Next. Eli, give us space now. This one I are still topping the board. So Eli is topping the board with 7,780 points. Amazing. On to the next. So we are close to rounding up. Okay. So tagging is very important, please, when it comes to OSM, to those who got it wrong. Because if you don't tag your, I still said it in today's training, that is because of we have tagged places that you can differentiate which one is commercial, which one is residential. That's for our building, basically. So next, wow, Eli, well done, 9,722 points. On to the next. Now the last question. of the day. Wow. So we had people. Yeah. So we had two oh, I'm so sorry for this. This was actually like a mistake. So those that were in 13, those that chose the 13 people that chose anyone from individuals to organizations too were also correct. I'm so sorry for this. It was not intentional. But we've come to the end of today's game. Let's check our podium. Rhonda made it to the tutor position. Then second is LMG. Then we have Eli. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to you all. And thank you for joining us in today's training. Thank you for joining us in today's training. Congratulations, Eli. All right, so we've come to the end of today's training. And yes, so for our task today, you have to actually work on what we did. Produce a map with the Abeokuta. Sorry, the cheating was not intentional, actually. It was not. But for our task today, we have to produce a map. So you can use the Abeokuta South with the Abeokuta South boundary shapefile that you have. So do the cartography of it and ensure that it's looking beautiful. Yes. So we'll be dropping attendance for task 2, and let's be reminded that it's only those that fill the attendance form that will actually be given, that will be giving certificates. Yes. And for the recordings, we will also make it available. But for now, you can actually like watch it on the YouTube live stream while we try to ensure that we make the recordings available. So I think it's safe to say thank you very much for attending today's training, and see you all tomorrow.
You can check out now on a scale of 1 to 100. Rate how much you enjoyed the training.
Oh.
I just want to say you should all get yourself prepared for tomorrow. It's going to be massive.
Yes, please, before you leave, please let's take group pictures. Please, it's very important. Okay, a lot of people